Hello and welcome back to the Planet Crafter Humble. Last time we did some more exploration down on the beach level and found some interesting stuff that we need to continue exploring. And we also took a look at some of the progress on the base. And while I haven't done or made any progress on the base since the end of the last episode in terms of building, I have done a little bit of thinking, and I don't know that I'm completely happy with the plan yet, but we can at least kind of maybe get started on it a little bit. But so I think we should start with that first. And so what I want to do is maybe make a few more tier 2 locker storages. If we have the super alloy and or the circuits here in storage at least, and of course I'm going to need 2 super alloy to every circuit, and we have more circuits, less super alloy. So that might not work out very well, but we can at least gather what we have, and then maybe. And then we'll kind of play that by ear a little bit here and build a few more storages, and then move on to the other kind of, or move on to the exploration bits for the rest of the episode. I think, well, make the storages and then start doing the migration of things from here to there, I think, automated wise. So let's see, I have enough for 1, 2, 3, and I have way too many circuits. Let's just drop probably these circuits off in here. 3. There we go. Okay, so to the new base, which we can now do via teleport. And then we are still working on this bit over here. Actually, I had enough storages over here. Oh well. And then we're going to obviously still have the need to put the new areas over there for the other stuff, which we need super alloy, titanium, and iron for that too. So what I want to do is just start here. I don't really have a hard and fast plan for what to put in what order, but what we can do is set these up for each of the metals, because I know I'm going to want the metals here. And do I want these at normal? I think I want them at normal priority, because then I will do the override for when we need other things. And so just do iron, magnesium, and of course the request again. And nothing's coming in yet because there's nobody supplying these materials yet, but we'll get them in just a moment. And then this one can be silicon. We may have to have, as I mentioned previously, some of the items also on the other side if they're used in processes over there. But at least this gives us sort of a common place to go to say, hey, I need a base metal. Let's go here to get base metals. And that might be where the priority gets tweaked a little bit, because I did do titanium there, right? Talking and thinking and doing things at the same time is not always a great plan. Let's see, where are we at here? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is good. And then we'll do cobalt. Oops. And then we can do aluminum. And so the long-term plan will be to only have one of these storages for each of these items, unless they're needed on both sides, and it won't reach for the constructor or the autocrafters, and then we'll have to deal with that. But I think the next ones are gonna be sulfur, although I don't know that I really need sulfur over here. Oh, we do for the explosives. So yes, sulfur here. And then I want to do, because it's kind of a separate thing, I think I want to do obsidian here. Kind of a standalone thing, in a way. Obsidian? Oh, it's down near the bottom, I think, yeah. For reasons. And then, I did do the request. We just literally did that. Super alloy. And then, as to follow kind of a standard, I want to put super alloy and super alloy rods next to each other. Now, one of the things that I want to possibly manage is if I'm demanding super alloy here, there might be a case where I also want to supply it back out into the system, but you can't actually do that unless you do them, or maybe they patched that out. There was a way, and I might have to see if I can figure out how we did it again, but there was a way to have a storage do a supply and a demand. But if worst case, these are buffers and we have to have other places where we're pulling them into for crafting or whatever reasons, then we can do that, and that'll be fine. So super alloy rods there. And then around the corner, we'll do, like iridium and uranium and osmium, uh, both the rods and the chunks, and then zeolite, and that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we still have 3 more here, which I don't know what I'll put in those. And they may end up empty. There is rice, cheese. There is ice that I might want to put in one of these. And then we could also potentially start with things like explosive powder, explosives, and flares, and things like that in this area. But we do also have all of this space, too, for all other non-organic things. And then, again, like I said, over there we'll have organic things. And then we can do crafters down here, which the crafters are what's going to be the expensive thing. Because we're going to need... not those, but these. We're going to need super alloy rods, which means a lot more super alloy and osmium. So getting the tier 3 miners, which we actually did unlock, deployed into the spaces that we can have them in. Where are they? They're there. Which means we need to make some super alloy rods. Getting them deployed into places like super alloy will be very useful for the future of the base. But I think what I should do is actually use the teleporter while go back and we can just drop this stuff off. Plus, we obviously need to eat pretty soon and drink pretty soon and all the other things. But I also want to do is I want to go in here on all these storages that we have, and I want to do supply all. At, let's see. Well, there you go. Normal, I think, is fine for these, at least for right now, because these are the dump chests that'll eventually get emptied out. But we're going to supply everything, and the bots are going to come and collect up any of the metals that we just allocated a demand for, and they're going to just come and get these. And it's not going to be perfect, because nothing ever is perfect, but we're also going to want to do this on all the storages that are upstairs, and all the storages that are downstairs in the main area here. And that will give us the ability to deploy all of this stuff over to the new base from the old base. So the bots, we only have 25 bots, so it's going to take them a bit of work to do that, but that's okay. We can just, we can just, at every box that we have in this base, we can deploy we can supply everything. And if the boxes have things in them that we have to manually carry, like maybe the blueprint chips, I may have to manually carry those. I don't think we can do a demand for those. Those types of things, we'll have to manually carry them, but for now, at least, this will take care of everything and getting everything moving over to the other base. I did think about what I wanted to do with things that I have to manually craft, and what that might end up as is we're not going to need all those crafters in the lower floor, so we probably will put in the manual crafting stations in those areas. So things like the this crafting station that we kind of need to permanently keep. These two here, the shredder and the recycler. These DNA machines will have to go someplace. These incubators will have to go someplace, and then of course the lab will also probably have to go someplace. I think we may not need it, but I may also want to just put it up just in case. So we'll have to do all of that, and that's just going to be some amount of work that we'll have to cover at some point in order to get everything moved over. It's just going to be a bit of effort and energy to get everything ready to go. But for now, we can at least do this part. Let's see you back there. Yeah. And I'm kind of filibustering a little bit because I know we're going to need to eat and drink. And I wanted to just get as low as possible on the food front. And that way we can eat before we leave, and I don't have to carry it with me. But I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay, so that's all of those. We have all of the upstairs ones too, of course, here. I'm not going to be able to reach all of them, but we can at least start with the front ones. And we can let it push the stuff over there over time. And then I'll just keep kind of clearing these out and pushing and clearing and pushing. But I have no idea what I'm going to want to do with all this extra metal. Probably it's going to go in the shredder. Although one other thing we can do with it, and we can actually do it kind of early on, is we could set up the crafter for super alloy, which will use all of these various metals. And will He's well. You got a lot of stuff here, and we'll tear through all of these extra metals to we should also do this to process them into super alloy. You can just supply everything too. Did I do this one? I think I did this one. Yeah. And I think that's also a really good idea to do, is just to start crafting super alloy until we get the miners going. In the long term, well, yeah, in the long term, I think what I'll end up doing is just scrapping everything that we don't need to turn into that we don't need. Like if we have a stockpile of this or that, we can just scrap it. But for the time being, take it. Okay. These I'm not going to be. I guess I can do. Okay. Grab our food. Almost time for me to make some more snacks. And grab a drink. I know, critical. And then let's move out and go finish our exploration tasks. Out at the beach. I never went and got the truck. The truck is still sitting out there with all the stuff in it at the obsidian place. I didn't get a chance to go pick up the uranite out at the robots. I really didn't get any time to do much progress in the last 2 days. It's been a little bit busy. So we're out here by the vine. I decided to put the teleporter here because we were down there and had to come up the ramp here anyways. So I just put it here. We can go up and do this, and if it doesn't lead us to that down ramp that was over there that we were going to also go up, then we'll go over there and take care of that one. So what's up here? Okay, so these go out over this whole area. There is nothing over here, so I don't know what we're going to even find up here. Obviously there's something, because otherwise there wouldn't be a vine. Maybe we have to go up that way and across there or something. But I'm going to just kind of fly around up here on the tops of these weirdly shaped pillars, which I'm sure are a totally natural occurrence, and they're not created by any alien intelligence at all. Because, of course not. These must be natural formations. That one we must not be intended to go over to. The only way to get over there would be to grab some iron and build... I should have brought the teleporter with me instead of leaving it where I left it. Would be to build some iron frames to go across, to span across the thing. Up here at the top of this one, there's another one of these things. And down there... Yeah, I think we could probably drop down onto these lower levels here. Ouch! That was my knee. Okay. Here's a blue chest back in here. Then we dropped down. Take that and this. And then around here. And just some more of that goo. Okay. Anything else sneaky around here? Nope. And then that's where we just were up there, of course. So we can kind of just... I'm not going to go up that ramp yet, because that'll be maybe the way out, I'm suspecting. So we're going to stick here on this level for now. And I'm going to try to have enough memory... Holy crap, there's a good size... Yeah, let's go get our teleporter. There's a good size crash or whatever it is site there, so let's go back down the vine, grab the teleporter, and then we can go loot that. That was stupid. Okay, over here again. Oh, good job. There was stuff up here. We can collect it all up. Let's see. Yep. Looks like you might have exploded. Maybe you put down an explosive and you couldn't move away. Yeah. Moving away from explosive device can't complete. Activating. Somebody didn't code these correctly. And once again, these are explosives we can't pick up because reasons. But there's probably explosives in these containers, which means that there might be stuff to... there's not in this one, at least. There might be stuff to blow up here if that's the case, but that's only if that's the case. There are a couple. Okay, and let's put the teleporter down. All ready. Here and here. Hey, look, there's the bots. So the bots are magic. They have the ability to phase through objects and resources and all the things. And you can... and so they have no issues, no qualms with passing through structures and everything. So that one's good. Turn on the flashlight, even though it's not going to do me much good. There was one more chest, at least, right over here. More explosives. Okay. Why is it always when I'm wanting to explore it turns nighttime? Okay, that should be fine. Let's pick that up, take it with us. We're at half full, a little more than half full. I think I'll stay along the wall for a little while here, maybe? Although, like I said, I can barely see anything. Maybe we should, let's let the night pass and I'll be right back. And I'm back, and there's a fake storm, it looks like, coming in. Glad that I didn't try to go back in here, because it would have been a little tough to see that there was nothing there. If we had stayed at the level we were at. What is that? Did we go there? I don't think we went there. So that's another mid-level we have to get to. That could be where the ramp goes. Not sure. I'll stay kind of here-ish for now, and then we'll work our way back down there. We should look for those mid-levels, though, because, yeah, there could be stuff hiding there, or any of that. You never know. Game, they kind of like to hide stuff here, so wouldn't hurt to be a little bit thorough, as we have been doing. Interesting that they gave us so many explosives. On one hand, like, there was a lot of things to blow up with all those new geodes and things, but on the other hand, there's, like, they gave us a lot more than we need. And we are able to craft them. Like, we have been able to craft them. So it's kind of a weird thing. But that's okay. We can have weird things. Okay, so now we're back, and that's that separated one that we couldn't really get over to. I'm kind of wondering if we need to go over there, but I don't think we will. So I think that's okay. Let's go back in here. This is where we dropped down initially, so we can probably climb back up here. And there's that midpoint that or that mid-height that we looked at. I don't really see anything still on this height here. And just to kind of pass back through the middle here a little bit, just to make sure there's not anything else kind of at this level. And I'm not seeing anything. Okay. That's probably where that ramp went, because we didn't see it coming up here, so it's probably down there. Let's stay up on this, yeah. Let's drop down to this level and then go over here to this. And there's things to deconstruct. Of course there are. And, okay. You have anything? Okay, that's kind of half disappointing, but there is a blue chest over there. Alright. Let's see. Alright, okay, distractions. Let's do this, and now I'm full again, but I can put down the teleporter. And as I have been forgetting to do, I can go back and fill up a few more spots in my inventory. And then we can teleport out back to the base and drop the stuff back off. Now, half of these dump chests have been emptied out because they were, well, maybe not half, but they were large portions metal. So I can refill some of the dump chest spots. And then obviously, as we continue to tag and put the requests, the demand requests in, that was the wrong one, Wally. Then we can fulfill the, we can clean some of these dump chests out. And then I'll still have to do some of it manually, but that'll be okay. And I'm thinking this is the ramp over here that we had seen, but I'm gonna go over here first and see if there's anything else. Tucked away over here. I'm kind of surprised we don't have a green chest up here. Seems like something that we would have. And yes, this is the ramp that we saw. So kind of leads us to a mid-height level, which is it would have been interesting to have come up here this time first. And then seeing that, hey, this doesn't go up all the way, we need to go up again and then gone back to the vine. But that's okay. I wanted to take just a quick look in here. See if there happens to be any more of those butterfly larvae. I'm not going to go back down to the other one unless I see some in here. But I wanted to see if there were any of the, not of course the common, uncommon, whatever ones, but the specific ones. And there aren't, which kind of means to me that they are... We should also check this thing out too. See it. I almost saw it. There? No. It's not letting me click on it. But it lets me target it for deconstruction. But then when I click to deconstruct, it just goes away. Okay. That was that weird one. Oh yeah, let's leave this alone. So that's kind of this little bit of exploration here. I think that makes us done. That covers this whole corner. I mean, not done because we want to go back this way, but done with this part over here. And then when coming back up here, like this is one of our pods here. Where's that one? What is that one? Oh, that's the one. Yeah, I know where that one is. Okay. I can't describe it, but I know where it is. We're going to need to go get a drink. Either that's teleporter to a drink or come down to the water to drink. I guess we could drop down water. Gulp. Sorry about the mouse shake there. I had to fix my mouse mat, and of course it shook the mouse. So we have, I think there's two paths here along this edge, coastline kind of edge. We can go the lower route or the upper route, so I guess we're gonna have to do both. But yeah, let's leave the teleporter here. Actually, I have an idea, and I don't know if this is gonna work or not, but I have an idea. Or how well this is gonna work, but I have an idea. And that's the important part, is that I have an idea. It doesn't happen that often, right? I want to look around in here at like weird spots like this, where the rocks seem to not quite overlap each other for the things. Also coming down like this, and looking around in here. But my idea is, hey, there's one. My idea is to go along the lower level, go climb the vines to the new base, and then teleport back out and go to the upper level. We'll see how it works out here. This is another one of those human entity signal. It's just behind me, even though you're kind of passed out. They're broken. And it's actually not a bad idea for us to head back toward the base anyway right now, because as you can see, food levels. Alright, so this would have brought us back this way. We kind of dropped down right there, and so I don't see anything that we might have missed. Fortunately, there's a lot of switchbacks and returns and things here, so careful with that. But we're gonna have to get moving on toward the base anyway. It actually looks like there might be 3 paths they should have followed. One at the beach level, one at this level, and the upper one, wherever that actually goes. So oops, but we'll just do this the way we've been doing it. So yeah, we'll definitely go up there. If I drop down to the beach level, that's fine, because there's a vine down here. I can just scan quickly here to find out if there's any chests or anything. I'm guessing the answer to that is going to be a resounding no. Yep. That's fine. Go to the vines. This is the landing that kind of goes nowhere, but this is the upper landing. And so we would have come up over here, which we walked this way initially. Probably flew, and then said, oh, that's a down ramp, we're not going to go that way yet, and then continued that way and then never came back. So that should be fine, and then we can go up here, and I want to go to the old base so I can get a snack, and then we'll go back out. Actually, let's go hop off the water again. We'll go back out to the teleporter and proceed from there. I picked up a couple of little things. Might as well dump those off. Have the snack. Couple of these and back through. Now I want to climb the vine and then go up this way and up this way and see where this heads. Leads. Some things. Okay. This might be one of those you're not really supposed to go this way things. Yeah. Well, or you can, but it doesn't lead you anywhere. And then getting up there looks like it's something we'd have to cheese our way up. But also maybe not even. Bauxite here. Did I miss any? I did. We could grab that. It's not that critical. Especially because we can mine it, but if we're going to make super alloy, and especially super alloy rods, we're going to want as much aluminum as we can reasonably get our hands on. And so we're going to want the bauxite. Not that we don't have not that we don't have a crap ton of aluminum, but a little bit more never hurts. Also looking at these bugs and seeing if there's anything but the generic 3. Uncommon, pop in there or 2. Also checking these walls to see if there's anything we can go up. And kind of looking down too, although I haven't really seen anything down either. Plenty of room. Okay, that one is... Oh, I did get food. Okay. Eat. That one is not clickable. That one's also not clickable. Interesting. Iron is. Titanium is, but not the bauxite. Interesting. Alright, well, we'll ignore it. It's a couple of bauxites, not going to hurt me. Either way. And then... there. Hoping it might be a pulsar coming in, but nope. Sadly not. This is obvious where this leads. Now. Anything over here I want to collect? No. I wonder why I didn't come out this way before. Was it blocked by fog? Or... I don't remember what this looked like. Like, this here looked like... maybe it was ice there? I'm not sure. Before, like, in the beginning of the game, or when we first peeked out over this way, or whatever. Or we were first going that way along that edge. But what did that look like? Okay, so I have teleporter with me, and I have, yeah. So let's drop off a decent chunk here. There we go. Almost. Oh, that one was better. It's okay. We'll do that, drop those off, and then I think what I want to do is I want to gather up what I can. Did I did allow all those in our water. I also do want to move this, but I need to think about where I want those to go. And I had a bit of a thought, and then I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it or not, but I guess we could talk about that bit of a thought. and decide on it. Let's plan to, or let's go ahead and grab. Oh, we can grab those. There, butterfly farm. Oh, well, there's some options for progress. Oh, did we unlock? No, the aquarium not yet, but the butterfly farm, yes. Wildlife collectors, no, not yet. Miners might be a thing to do. We need to make the super alloy rods and whatever other rods too. So yeah, butterfly farm. That could be a good thing to work on too in the next little bit. Because we want to put those around. Let's go over to the new base. New base. And I want to put up those two other large things. So they need to have 3, 3, and 3 here. 3. Titanium. 3. And then super alloy. 3. 3. And then we can probably just do this from outside. It might be the easiest thing to do. I'm going to need to put up some more frames, though, too. So let me grab a boatload of iron here. Also, just top off my inventory. We'll do some more frames. How many more do I think I'm going to need? Let's go with this option here. And I'm going to need at minimum 2 more. Minimum 2 more. Okay. Do that. That's not those. These, Wally. There you go. This is just to get me enough frames to have the habitats built upon them. Not counting any frames we're going to want to have or anything else. And I guess I should come out another couple here just for fun. I'm going to need some more stuff. I have another the rest of my inventory filled. Yeah, because that was right there. Oh boy, I hope this isn't going to be a problem. I didn't think to check that. Okay, good. Whew, that was close. Do this one, that'll be fine. Yeah, we'll do that. And then do I have the 6 that I need? I have a few more. That's fine too. We'll just put the rest back in the dump chest. All right, so if I remember correctly, it was place with a single rotation. And that puts these things in a north-south direction here, which is what we have for these ones over here. And then we can put the other one on top of that. That'll give us our starting pods for this. Obviously need to put windows in. But that gives us the space we need for the organic stuff. And then so my thought was for the other components, the lab and a place to make to put the manual crafters and things in. My thought was to put in maybe some 2x2s. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh. Pulse circles. I heard it. I knew that's what it was as soon as I heard it. There you are. I was like, where did it go? It's almost going to hit me in the face. I need to move somewhere else. You do want to hit you in the face, but only once. It wasn't as close as I feared. I find them down here. Covered in bees. I'm blind. There's a couple. Okay, I got a drink. Thank you. I needed that. 3. 2, 4, please. 5, 6. Good. 6. Should be some more there. I see one down there, but I'm not gonna be able to get to it. So we need to just come back to this. But that was 6. Should have another 2 to 4. heading out down there someplace. All right, so right there, kind of by power, by the singular beehive, as opposed to the multitude of beehives there. I can just put these over here since I know where they're at, except that I should keep the 2 that are for the teleporter, I guess. Although, you know what I think I'm going to do with that teleporter? Is I think I'm going to, well, I think I'm going to put it into a box. For the moment, I think that box is going to be a regular locker. And I think it's going to be right here. Something like that. Yeah. And that'll just go in there for right now, and then I'll also have to remember to take that with me when I go someplace. So my thought was, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. We put the crafters and the lab in up here. The lab probably on that side because this is kind of the organic side. And then have some amount of room for the other crafters, although we're also going to want room for the DNA things and the other things which are kind of organic also. And I also don't feel like I need well, so here's my dilemma. This is the storage level. This is the crafter level. These levels are not going to be anywhere near filled. Because we just don't need that many crafters. We need like a grand total of 38, I think, crafters, maybe. If we want to craft everything that we can craft it in a crafter, that's 38 crafters. Between the 2 sides. And we obviously don't have that many yet, but soon. So we can fit whatever it ends up being here. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe 10, 20, 30, 40 just on one side here. So we obviously don't need that many crafters. I could space them out. That's one option and not have them be so crowded. The other option is to put those other crafters down here in the lower level. The thing that I don't like about that, though, is that they are going to be on the level where I'm not able to gather the items to make the things in them. So that leads me to want to put them up here. But then that means that I have a upper level that sticks out over the lower level where there's not anything added here. Do I care about that? Maybe not. Maybe that doesn't really matter and I'm just being particular. So we could just add those onto the upper level here and not bother with it. That would be fine too. And then, like I said, where do I put the ones that are technically organic, but that I may not want to have the organic stuff? And so I've been thinking about that, and I'm still thinking about it as I'm talking. And maybe the solution is kind of twofold. Maybe we put in another stair module. Take this out. Put another stair module here to go to the 3rd floor. And that would go like this block and the next block behind it. Kind of thing. And then we could have the teleporter maybe under the stairs then, kind of in this place kind of a thing. But up there on the 2nd floor. And then have maybe put the lab on this side because I don't think we're going to use it much. As well as maybe a single room for the crafter. Maybe then a curved room, which we have here in the corner there, connecting the 2x2 of the lab with the single room for the table crafter. This one, advanced craft station, and then on this side mirror that a little bit, but make it a 2x2 and a single and a curve, and then have the 2x2 be where we put in the incubators and the tree DNA thingies, the DNA manipulators. We'll also have the bio manipulator things later on. There's another one that we'll have when we have animals. We'll have to keep that in mind too, but I think we can put those things in here. And I think that might work out better And then we'll have the staircase up to the 3rd floor where we're going to have the office kind of area, which I think in the living area, which I think is kind of better, at least kind of mid to long term. So let me know your thoughts on that component of this kind of disaster area. But what I think I want to do is gather up the stuff that I need to put another batch of these over on the other side, where the stuff's going in, and then also to allocate these that we talked about at the beginning here before we leave, as opposed to doing it off camera. Just that way we can start bringing in other things. So I think this one I wanted to make, where's it at? Iridium. Then you can demand iridium. I don't know why iridium's up here at the very beginning either. And then iridium rod. Did I make that plural? No, I didn't. Okay, good. Iridium rod. And then uranium. We should start seeing the drones flying crap in here. There they are already. Because we do have this stuff in those various storages. So this is what we want. Here. Then uranium rod. And then I think we want osmium next. Osmium. And osmium rod. Okay. So that's like a section, as far as I'm concerned. Like, and it kind of starts back here, like with the sulfur, obsidian, super alloy. Like these are kind of like advanced metals or whatever you want to call them. There's 4 of those there, and I guess they could have gone all in this row. But what are you gonna do? And then 4 things left. I don't want to put the quartzes here because there's 5 of them. So those I think will start over here with pulsar. Just pink. And then we can do blazar, just blue. Pink. And then we can do magnetar quartz. I think it's the purple. It is. I also spelled it wrong on my spreadsheet. And then quasar, which is the green. And then finally, solar. Yes, I said it that way on purpose. And the next thing there, this thing, those are the ones that are called for in the crushers. So we're not going to have a bin for those here. So then after that, I have seeds, which are going to go on the other side, of course. And some of those might actually go downstairs. Things like the plant seeds, like the vegetable seeds, I may store those downstairs. Just if we get too crowded upstairs, those can go downstairs because they're never going to get touched after a certain point. The crop seeds too. Trees, I think I'll actually keep because we'll have to have a place for those to go in, but I don't know that those will be in the massive rows. The tree seeds might be next to the tree seed crafter thingies that we put in over there. So we have 5 left here. We have 4 left here. We have things like explosive powder, flares, explosives, rocket engines, circuits, the tier 1 and 2 drones, and the fusion energy cells, which I think can all go into this area. And then after that, that might be the end of the stuff that would go over here. So that's 8 items out of the 9 spots we have left. So let's just go ahead and put them in here. Maybe I should have moved those quartzes down there and had the space here for these, but it'll be all right. So let's do explosive powder here. That one. And then we'll do Explosives, I think, probably should be next. I have no idea where those are. And I'm not seeing them very fastly here. No. Oh, there they are, way down here at the end. Okay. And then maybe we can do the... I don't know that I want flares here either. Because flares are going to be more like a exploration-based item, so maybe they should be where the teleporter is. So I'm going to wait on the flares. Instead, I'm going to put... Actually, we don't need boxes for the drones either. We're going to put rocket engines here. And then we'll put circuit board here. Don't need the drones. And then the fusion energy cells, I actually don't know if I want those here yet. That might actually be everything that we want in this area for right now. And so, let's make a super alloy crafter, maybe? Well, let's see. Because we could also just put down a miner and then not have to bother crafting it. I need to go get a drink, though. Let's go... Oof. Over here? Is that actually a shortcut? Maybe. Actually, obsidian would have probably been the fastest way to get to a drink. Ironically, somewhat. It's okay. Not sure that that was entirely a shortcut, but it's okay. And then, which is also why I didn't put windows here, by the way, from before, conversation before. But I probably don't need all of these storages, but I'm not going to delete them yet because they don't cost me anything but the items. It's fine. So let's look at that tier 3 miner before we go, before we do anything else here. Super alloy rod. We have a few. Actually, we could do a few of these then. What about iridium rods? We have plenty-ish of. What about osmium rods? I get used to my arrangement here. None. We need to make some of those. Okay. So in that case, we'll do that. But in that case, let's do the other. Yes. Well, osmium rods. Yeah, let's actually make a crafter for osmium rods then. Will these be... These will not be permanent crafters. Because what I'm going to do is do what we did in my solo series on Prime, and also our co-op series, and put the crafters for the rods at the mining sites. Because there's no sense in having your drones carry 9 iridium back here, for example. Although, wait a minute, we don't have iridium mines. We don't. We have crushers that are getting iridium. We can't mine iridium directly at all. So maybe we do keep them here permanently. Maybe we do. Okay. In that case, I will do kind of above-below thing here, like iridium rod crafting. Well, maybe I don't want to do that here, though. Turn that off. Iridium rod crafting, uranium rod crafting, osmium rod crafting, maybe. That's what we do for now. And you can just craft a bunch of those. And then you, take that. We needed those anyways, so that's fine. And then I want you to do a supply all crafting those here. And I'm going to want a bunch of those for this mining effort. Actually, I'll just take 5 of them, because that's how many super alloy rods we had anyway. And we'll just do a 5. 5. And a 5 iridium rod, so 4. That can count. And then titanium, we need to have 3 times 5, which is 15. That's 3 more rows. 5. There we go. Okay, so super alloy is the more important thing right now, I think, to mine. And we need to go down the vine for that. I need to probably grab some food, though. have on me. As we go and do something else with this first, or directly. And this, it needs to be down there where on the beach itself. So we'll just keep going down. I think I missed, but okay with that. Maybe somewhere in this area. A little unclear how big that is, but this is probably fine here. We can do that, and we can just do this and check it. And I want you to do super alloy. Good. And we'll obviously have, and I want to put these down at lowest priority. But we'll obviously have more of these miners elsewhere, but the fact that you can pick the thing here is really useful because then you don't have to worry about the other metals coming up out of the ground with those. Over here also we have cobalt, which we could do later. I don't feel like I need cobalt right now. I think the things that we need to deal with the most are the things we're already mining. So the osmium, we might actually be even mining osmium. The uraninite, zeolite, and the sulfur we already have a mine for, but we don't really need sulfur either right now. I think that's okay as well. But also I think we should probably leave this here. We can go around next time and put down the other 4 miners, or maybe I will do those off camera to replace the tier 2s we have already. I think I'll do that. I'll replace the tier 2s we have already off camera. I'll also go back out to the uraninite out there where the truck is, collect up those things in the next little bit, and then we can come back here in the next episode, and hopefully you guys will have given me your feedback on your thoughts for the base build changes here, and then we can keep working on the base. And I think that's what we'll do for a little while. Eventually we'll have enough stuff that we can go into that ship and do that exploration, and then we'll obviously also need to boost our production of all the different stats so that we can keep advancing in our base, including but not limited to the butterfly farms that we just unlocked. So we have a lot of stuff to do, as always, but we'll have to spend some time getting to there in order to do it. So thank you all for joining me, and I will see you all next time. Bye for now.